those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. There is hurting in my family, there is sorrow in my town, and there is a panic all across the nation, and there is wailing the whole world round. But I am open and I am willing for to be hopeless, but seems so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. So may the children see more clearly. May the elders be more wise. May the winds of change caress us, even though it might burn our eyes. Yes, I am open and I am willing for to be hopeless, but seems so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. Now give me a mighty hope to hold my confusion. Give me a desert to hold all my fears. Give me a sunset to hold my wonder. Give me an ocean to hold all my tears. But I am open and I am willing for to be hopeless, what seems so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to that light of change. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change.
Man, I love to hear Jeff play the guitar. Previous generations were taught to push away bad things, bad memories, bad experiences, strong emotions. I'm sure there are families today who still preach this terrible practice. A novel I'm reading right now, the main character's mother told her that showing emotion was a weakness and to never show emotions. My father never said those words specifically to me, but rather he rewarded me when I was stoic and punished me by yelling mostly when I cried. My very sensitive sister was certainly the victim of verbal abuse by him over the years, as she shed tears over hurt feelings, disappointments, and the sadness of the world. Bad feelings do not necessarily have to be thought of as evil thoughts. Bad feelings, bad moods, pessimistic attitudes, they're all aspects of the dark wolf. The dark wolf is the opposite of a good mood or happy feelings or a generally optimistic view of life. So let's apply Joan's story here. How do we feed both the good wolf and the bad wolf? Let's take teenage years. If anyone knows how to lean into bad feelings, it's teenagers. I developed a habit in my teenage years of locking myself in my room and listening to music for hours. Does that sound familiar? I had a pretty good childhood, but my teen years were rough due to the fact that my family moved so much that I went to 3 high schools by the end of my sophomore year. I was lonely and treated like an outcast. I found solace in digging into these feelings by finding music that felt like I felt, dark, sad, dreary. Music helped me, like it helps so many, and it helped me feel like I wasn't alone with these feelings. For me, it was the Who's song Rain or Fleetwood Mac's The Chain. Slowly, I would grow tired of the darkness and start venturing out to watch TV with my mom or listen to music with my sister, and eventually to spend time with people at school who were starting to include me. In this case, the dark wolf could have turned me into a very, very angry person, and perhaps it could have devolved into depression. But by finding ways to feed it, to acknowledge it, and perhaps even honor it with music, I could move through it. I doubt this is a unique experience, but I do feel grateful that my parents let me have space and didn't get mad at me. Well, not too mad, when I acted solitary and sullen. There's another kind of dark wolf that visits me from time to time, and it comes in the form of disappointments. Disappointments take many forms. Disappointments in people, disappointed in outcomes, disappointed in ourselves. They are nearly all a result of something happening or not happening that is not what we believed would happen. It was Shakespeare who said, "Expectation is the root of all heartache." Our expectations can look like hope. They can look like promise. They can even look like a social norm. I've been so completely disappointed over the last 8+ years of watching one of our political parties devolve into from a policy-driven group to one that is simply focused on opposition at best. I was taught, and I saw it demonstrated, that political parties have principles upon which they base their policies. While I might not agree with their policies, I could at least understand the foundational principles these policies were based on. But lately, the only principles I've seen are to retain power and undermine the opposition without any consideration for the people of this country. Anyway, I digress. It turns out that disappointment is actually a neurochemical condition that's closely related to frustration and depression. I guess that's why when I get disappointed, I tend to get angry. I remember when our ministers, Reverends Lynn and Wendy, announced they were leaving, my disappointment turned into a pretty dark anger. Fortunately, I had an honest relationship with them, and I told them I needed time to process the anger. And I did get past it, and I could wish them off as a loving and grateful congregant. The final dark wolf that has walked with me throughout my adult years has been pessimism. I often say I'd rather be a pessimist who's pleasantly surprised than an optimist who's disappointed. However, there are times that my pessimism causes anxiety. If I'm always expecting the worst in people or waiting for the other shoe to drop, life gets pretty grim. I use a mind game with myself where I ask myself, well, what's the worst that can happen? Before recent events in our nation's capital, this worked pretty well, but now I realize there's a lot I don't know. The old, I don't know what I don't know. But I try to lean into that. And what I do is I look for people, for organizations who are doing good work that I hadn't heard about or wouldn't have heard about if I hadn't really gone digging for it. That's one of the fabulous things about being a member of SFUU. Our social justice team makes us aware of organizations that are doing good work in the world. This helps temper my pessimism as I push myself to think about all the good things that are happening in the world that I didn't even know about. My dark wolves, they're pretty well fed. And yeah, they're a part of who I am, but only a part. My light wolves are right here with me, making sure that I can enjoy my life and I can develop deep, meaningful relationships like those that I have at SFUU.